Psycho Killer is a 2026 crime drama slash horror movie thriller situation. I don't know, man. We're going to talk about this movie here in a second. But well, my name is Randall. Welcome to Graveyard Shift. I just got home from the theater, had to jump on and talk about this film for a minute. Boy, yeah. If you could tell by my tone, kind of how I feel about this one. So it says that it's the writers of 7 and 8 millimeter, right? And then it says the producers of Barbarian, and then a producer of Weapons. Meet your new nightmare, Psycho Killer, right? If any of the people that are involved in those movies are pleased by this movie, I would be absolutely flabbergasted by that. Because this movie was bad. Real bad. We're going to get into a gore score in a minute because there are things about it that I want to talk about that aren't necessarily bad. But I'm not so sure that this isn't one of those movies that falls into the so bad is good category, because it might actually be one of those movies. So the overview is very simple. A motorway patrol officer sets out to find the man responsible for the brutal murder of her husband. Her quest leads her to a sadistic serial killer whose mental depravity and sinister agenda is more twisted than anyone could have ever imagined. All right. And it stars the young lady Georgina Campbell from Barbarian, which I thought was a good thing. And then based on the people that are, creating this film, I thought it was good. The trailer seemed pretty good. Malcolm McDowell has a small part in it. Bro, they wasted that guy's talent, or his name anyways. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid spoilers on this because it just now dropped, right? Let me look at my notes and see if there's anything on here that I don't want to say. I might go over some spoiler stuff at the end of the video, but I'll make it very, very clear before I do that. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. Let's see. Okay, so I wrote down the intro credits got me excited right away. They're like a combination of Seven and Long Legs. The music, is subtle and dark. The music, is subtle and dark. Yeah, man, when it started, I was very much interested. The trailer had me excited, and the first 10 minutes, I was pumped. I was like, dude, this is gonna be awesome. The intro credits, and then the first few minutes where you see in the trailer, it was done well. And I thought, you know what, this could be a really great movie. Nothing about this movie is remotely realistic. That's one thing that I have to say about this movie. I understand that when you get a movie like this with a serial killer in it, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's kind of over the top, or things that you're like, that's highly unlikely. But I'm talking about on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being cartoon unrealistic, and 1 being grounded and probably could happen in a very realistic movie. This was up by the 8, 9, 10. It was ridiculous. Let's see. Malcolm McDowell was wasted in this film, and his character was very lame. I stand behind that. There was no character building. We don't know anything about this woman. Its runtime was 90 minutes or something like that? 92 minutes? So I want to know about her. I want to know why we're following her around. Why do we care about her? Other than her husband getting killed, but we knew that before we went into the theater. And the killer guy, there's just no character building in this movie. I don't understand. I mean, maybe a smidge of stuff that's going on with the killer. I'm not gonna tell you what exactly, but it wasn't a lot. The ending was incredibly unsatisfying. But I do stand behind the fact that this might end up being a movie that is so bad that it's good, because I was laughing a lot, and I didn't expect to laugh in this movie. It felt to me like you took a movie that was a tone-deaf copycat of a Sam Raimi film, or a Rob Zombie. If you mixed Sam Raimi and Rob Zombie and it was tone-deaf, and then they tried to convince you before you went to see it, hey, this is going to be a lot like 7 and 8 millimeter, and then you sat down and watched it, but it ended up being a tone-deaf ripoff of Sam Raimi, you'd be super confused. That's what this is. It's Scooby-Doo, but they're trying to tell you it's not. They go 100% serious, which is kind of one of the things that I did enjoy about it, is that they never let off that serious tone. And you're going, huh. There was an opportunity there. It's called Psycho Killer. They didn't even have the Psycho Killer song in there. Psycho Killer. Na 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 na. Wasn't in the movie. What? Why? That should have been all over the trailer. It should have been everywhere. But they had an opportunity to wink at the audience and go, hey, look, we know this is over the top. We're having some fun. Aren't you having some fun? They had a chance to do that, and they totally just went, well, no, this is art. This is serious highbrow art. That's what they want you to think. It wasn't the least bit scary. At no point in time did I feel, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like fear. I didn't feel any fear. There was no tension. It was interesting. It was very interesting that I wasn't feeling these things in a movie that I fully expected to feel that on. Okay, let's move on to the gore score. This won't spoil any plot points or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. I am going to do a plot point thing in just a minute. So, special effects on a scale of 1 to 10, I gave it 1 point. Story, 1 point. Acting, unfortunately, 1 point. The acting in this is horrendous. I didn't believe anybody in this movie. Not a single person in this movie was believable. The dialogue, also 1 point. The bad guy rating, this dude's lame. Lame. The mask is awful. It looks, dude, Hard Eyes really messed this movie up because this movie looks like a cheap ripoff of a movie that's supposed to be fun and funny. Hard Eyes. They really should have changed this mask around. It looks like a bootleg Slipknot mask. It's terrible. So I gave it 1. The ending, a 1. I've been doing gore scores for a long time. This channel is back, but we were doing it for years. Like 2 years I did this channel, right? Maybe not 2 years. A little over a year and a half. And I've done probably 40 gore score reviews, maybe more than that. I've never had 1s. I don't know if I've given very many 1s at all anyways. So 1 point, you only get 6 points right off the bat. You're out of 60? Whew. There was 14 kills. You get 70 points for that. There were 8 boobies in this movie. That's 40 points. There was a full frontal wiener in this movie. That's 10 points. There was 2 instances where there was a non-lethal gunshot or stabbing. That's 10 extra points. And there was 1 fight in the movie. That's 5 extra points. So, Psycho Killer gets a grand total gore score of only 141 points. Dude, this is the kind of movie that should have gotten like 341 points. Not 141. Oh, I guess I missed out on a, you know what? Let me scratch that. 146 points because Malcolm McDowell was in this movie. And you get 5 points for any legend. Boom. So we got 146 points. My apologies. 146 gore score points on Psycho Killer. I would think this would be a lot more than that. So, yeah, if you're interested in this movie and you don't want to hear about spoiler stuff, I'm not going to go into super detail because I don't care to. You know what? I might. I don't know yet. I'm going to talk for another 2 or 3 minutes and get out of here. But if you don't want to hear any of that, go ahead and exit stage left or check out that exit sign in the theater you're in. I don't know, whatever. Get on out of here and go do something else with your time. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry to ruin your day if you were expecting this movie to be really good. I'm trying to save you some time maybe. But I really do think it was a bad movie. I still may buy this film. I may watch it again because I think it might be teetering on that so bad it's good area, but it is not what people are expecting. It is certainly not what people wanted based on what I know about what people wanted. So anyways, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to start talking spoilers right now. Final warning, spoilers are coming. Okay. So after the credits in the initial killing of her husband, she just like takes a couple weeks off of work and I'm going to go hunt this guy down as if that's going to be allowed. What? And she's like this tiny little woman. We don't know anything about her. So what are her skills? How did she get them? Was she in Boy Scouts? Did she do the Boy Scouts thing as a young lady? That's kind of cool. Did she do like wilderness training with her father or something? Was her and her husband, were they like avid outdoors people and they know how to hunt and all this stuff? I don't know how she's going to go do this. So she goes in, she goes to this hotel where she thinks he's at, and she goes inside and tells the clerk, like, hey, call the police and tell them that this serial killer's here. Do it now. It is not a joke. It's not a prank call. And then she goes in this hotel room and has a fight with a dude, destroys the hotel room, and then just leaves. And there's no explanation as to what happened. Did the police ever show up? I don't know. I just, oh my goodness, dude. Oh man. There's a bunch of connections that they try to make between like black metal music and death metal music to like this guy killing people. And it's trying to shoehorn in like a satanic panic thing. And it's so lame. It's so lame. It felt forced. It genuinely felt very, very forced. I'm not a metal guy, but I don't want to do stuff like that to genres of music. They do it to punk all the time. Skinheads never get anything but a bad rap in film. They always portray them as racists and such. So I don't get anything from making a genre seem problematic. It annoys me. And if it fit for some reason, as an example, 8mm. That's clearly like they did that one really well, where this guy's kind of an alternative dude, but like he works in an adult shop. Like that actually makes sense. That's believable. None of this stuff is believable. None of the stuff that connects this dude to music is believable at all. It almost felt like it was an afterthought. Yeah, it's they go to this like satanic gathering of people where Malcolm McDowell shows up, and so this killer guy, he's a Satanist or whatever. He shows up to this like weird, cloak wearing, dark room, candles everywhere, and it's very corny. Like the lighting was bad. Like that's dude, tonally this movie was off super super bad. So the lighting, like in places where it should have been really really dark, it wasn't, and when places where it was really really bright, they could have pulled it in, reined it in a little bit, made it a little darker. I think it would have improved the overall feeling you get from the movie. The music was terrible. The score, whatever, but the music was bad. It was bad. So when they go into that satanic spot, there's a group of people sitting around the table led by Malcolm McDowell, and it's like a few girls, a few guys, and they're clearly in there worshiping this Malcolm McDowell character. And they start when he walks in, they're like eating Chinese food, and then he breaks out a big thing of Coke, and they start doing big lines of Coke together, right? And then they go back to eating Chinese. Look, man, I don't mean to be weird, but like I spent a lot of my life doing cocaine. Never in my life did I do a bunch of it and then eat Chinese food. I'd have vomited everywhere. You'd have explosive, bro. I'm telling you, you'd have some problems if you did that. But like, I don't know, it just seemed unresearched and stupid. Like, just ask somebody around the industry, hey, how do you feel when you do coke? They'll tell you, because I guarantee you it's everywhere. And then after they get done doing that, they all drop acid and, clothes come off. And it's just not, they didn't go far enough with it. All the stuff that they did, they pushed it. Like, you know how you want to push the envelope to the edge of the table where it's hanging over the table? Well, if this is the edge of the table, the envelope is hanging out somewhere over here. It's not even close to the edge. Like, they missed opportunities left and right with this film to make you either scared or make it intense, or to just wink at the audience, go way above and beyond, go way overboard, and just like lean into it. They didn't do either. It's weird. The movie is 100% serious in tone the whole time, and the acting is bad, man. And I don't know if it's the screenplay or if it's the directing or what, but something, the editing was really poor. Again, you don't know anything about these characters. Like, why are they doing what they're doing? I get that her husband was killed, but like, how did she learn how to do this stuff? So she's telling him, like, if I could get one shot, I had a shot, I didn't take it. If I can get one shot, I got this dude. And so like, at the end of the movie when they were trying to get this guy, so first off, he kidnaps some guy, takes him into some nuclear facility, and he's going to just make the guy explode the place and kill a city of people. I don't think that even one guy could do all that. It's just so unrealistic. And I understand you have to have a certain amount of, what do they call that? When you take yourself out of reality, right? I get it. I understand that. I don't have to have everything be realistic to enjoy it or even believe it. Mad Max as an example. Furiosa, I'm about to watch that movie pretty soon. That movie's not realistic at all, and it's amazing, but they don't make you think it's realistic. They want you to think that this could happen. This is one of those movies that's trying to be grounded, and it's not at all. At one point, he goes into a Catholic church and gets a priest in there, and he has this like spear situation, and he stabs it through the thing in a confessional booth, and goes through his neck, and then he starts guzzling this dude's blood. Bro, what? It was so stupid. Anyways, okay, so at the end of the movie, I'm going to stop talking after this because I'm just tired of thinking about this film. At the end of the movie, he's in this like locked down room where he's going to use this dynamite situation to blow up all this stuff and create a nuclear situation in a city, right? And the woman cop's like, where can I get to him? And they're like, you can't. He's locked in and you can't get to him. And then this one guy's like, actually, there's this one thing. And they go upstairs and there's like this window. into the room. But it's bulletproof, man. It's made out of plexiglass. And he says plexiglass. And or maybe he says acrylic. I can't remember. It says something like that. And it's real thick. And she's got this rifle with her. And the cop guy's like, fuck this, and then bounces. He just leaves, right? I think he's ready to get out of there because it's about to be a crazy situation. And she turns around and fires off like 16, 17 rounds into this bulletproof glass with nothing ricocheting, no mess. And it puts a hole just the right size for the barrel of her gun to go through it. And then somehow she's able to put the barrel through the hole in this plexiglass, and look through the sight and perfectly shoot like his wrist. And I think she shoots 3 shots, but they're perfect. Bro, what? I'm not saying that a woman can't do that. I'm saying that I don't think anybody could do that. It's insane. It's insane. So this movie was an absolute disaster. I don't even know if I liked it or not. I think I kind of liked it because it's so stupid. But I'm disappointed in it because it made me think I was getting something else. So it depends on what lens I'm looking through, how I feel about it. If I'm looking through like, okay, well, they sold me on this movie being by the guys that did Seven and Barbarian and 8mm and Weapons, and they told me it was going to be something similar to that in tone and theme, and it's not. Well, maybe in theme it is a little bit, but it's just too bright. It's not dark enough. There was no rain. Like, dude, you go watch 7 and 8mm. Just go watch those movies. They're perfect almost. 8mm is probably not quite perfect, and 7 is perfect. Like, what are we doing? Shit, dude, Barbarian is a fantastic movie. This young lady is a great actor. That's been proven already. I hope this doesn't hinder her career. I really am curious as to how that's going to go. I didn't even talk about the director, and I didn't even get to do that, man. This movie sucked, dude. It was objectively bad. It's not a good movie. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. I have a recommendation score that I typically do or a recommendation scale, I should say, on these Gore scores that I typically do. 1 to 10. It depends. If you hear what I say and you still want to go watch it, I say I'm going to give you a 10. Go watch it. It could be, you might end up enjoying it if you know how bad it is. But if you're looking for a movie that's similar in tone and style as 7 or Barbarian or 8mm or even Weapons, this ain't it. This ain't it. This is the worst movie of the year so far by a wide margin. It is probably going to be my worst movie of the year. There's no way the new Scream movie is this bad. 0% chance that Scream is this bad. There's 0%. So I don't know. I was pretty excited to go watch this. I watched the trailer again last night, and I was like, hell yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I got down there and watched it. It's the first showing I could get to, and so anyways, sorry if I ruined your day. If you're the movie maker, I wasn't trying to just be disrespectful, but this movie was a gargantuan waste of my time if I was looking for a serious movie, which I was. So I guess in hindsight, I might come around to it later and enjoy it for being... I kind of compared it to that movie, The Fanatic, that was directed by Fred Durst, starring John Travolta and Devon Sawa. I love that movie because it's so ridiculous. So I think this might end up being one of those movies that is so ridiculous that I end up liking it. So, go into it thinking that. Go into it understanding that this movie is bad, and you'll probably have a good time. All right. Thank you so much for your afternoon, your time, whatever. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want more stuff like this. And, let me know what's coming out that you want me to watch. And if there's other movies you want me to check out, let me know. And I'll get to them as fast as I can. Up pretty soon is going to be an Ichi the Killer Gore-Score. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty excited about that. And then I have podcast episodes with some buddies doing New York Ripper and Martyrs. So, and Frontiers Gore-Score coming as well. So, yeah, got some good stuff on the way. But thank you for hanging out. I appreciate your time, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Peace.